Hello everyone, Orange here. Welcome back to another video. Today we are back yet again on the path to decency. This is episode 25. Last week a lot of personal records and stuff like that happened, so this episode is going to be pretty full of new achievements and stuff. I'm really excited for it. To start off the episode, the day we've all been waiting for is happening tomorrow when I finally get to summon all of my scrolls. So take a gander at how many I have and embrace yourself. No, not embrace yourself. I mean, I guess you can embrace yourself if you want. Show a little bit of self-love. Brace yourself because this is going to be big. Tomorrow is Rify's mass summoning session, so if you guys don't know, I'll fill you in again. I have been invited as kind of a special guest, so Rify's having, I keep saying that and some people probably think I'm ridiculous, so he's having some people join him in Discord during the summoning session, he's inviting some YouTubers and stuff. So I'm one of those special people that gets to join him in Discord. He's inviting everyone who plays Summoner's War to summon tomorrow, July 2nd, at 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, aka PDT, in Channel 5 across all servers. So if you summon an @5 when the session starts, I don't know how long it'll actually be, but it starts at 2 p.m. So you'll have to tune into his stream. There will probably be a 30-second delay, but that doesn't matter because as long as he says go, then you can go. So tune into his stream, twitch.tv/Rify. And I think it might actually be aired at Anime Expo. I'm not sure if that actually got set up, but it's a possibility. So if you summon an @5 when the session starts or during the session or whatever, you will be entered for a giveaway, and he's giving away one-on-one help. So if you need help with your account, you better summon tomorrow. So you guys saw how many scrolls I have. I'm hoping to get something good, but I honestly do not know what's going to happen at all. So wish me luck, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow on his live stream. I will be making a YouTube video and posting that from my point of view in case I have any reactions or whatever, if I get something good, and stuff bad, or if I get bad stuff. I can't even English today, so I'll post a video of my reactions because I know you guys like to see those, so that'll be cool. It looks like, let me see, we have 46, 48 summons to do, so that's a lot. This is probably actually the most I've ever done. No, yeah, well, maybe. I don't think so. 'Cause I can't remember how many I did in my other summoning videos, when I summoned my exclusive summons, but if this isn't the biggest, it's one of the biggest. So actually, I think I did do more in my other exclusive ones, but it was kind of close, probably 40 summons or so. It was close. So this is a little bit different, though, because I have a bunch of mysticals and stuff like that. So that's happening tomorrow. Be there or be square, or catch the video from my point of view, or his. He'll probably make a video too, or at least he'll have the VOD on Twitch. So I will not be live streaming it, but tune into his live stream because that's where the party's happening. And then in other summoning news, I will be summoning on the next episode of Path to Decency. So the next episode will be either next Thursday or Friday, and it's just going to be a video just like they always are. So I'm summoning for the exclusive summoning rotation in 3 days for the Zyros TOAH rotation. I decided to do that just kind of YOLO. I will be going for @5s, that's what I have in mind. I'm looking for a Zyros or TOAH, but I don't have that many summons, so it is kind of YOLO. It'll be very odd if I do get one of those. But I looked at the Chloe rotation and kind of decided probably not worth. I don't really want to build a Wuchi. Chloe, I don't really think I need her. And then the Assassin could be used as skill ups for my Dark Assassin. And I don't even know if I have a water one, but if I don't, I would have kept at least one water one. And then the @5s, getting what's this one called? Teshar. Getting a Teshar would probably be kind of disappointing because I already have a Wind Nuke, I have Lagmaron, and then I'm looking to get a Mirror, so getting a Teshar would be kind of not the best. So overall, I think the rotation in 3 days with the Zyros and TOAH is better. So I will be doing that on the next episode of Path to Decency. Right now I have 11 summons, and then tomorrow when Guild Wars are over, I should get 3 more, and then I think that'll actually bump me up to technically 4 more, because I'm at 593, so at that point it should be 11 plus 4, so 15, and then, so 15 summons next episode, and then I could possibly do the other 3 that I get on the following Monday from Guild Wars next week. So I think I may just do them, just to, YOLO, who knows. So look forward to that. And then now on to some other news. First, I have to announce that I have officially passed 100 videos on my YouTube channel. So I'm not sure what I am at right now, but I can check real quick. The 100th video, I'm not even sure what it was. I think it was one of the TOAH hard videos, because I posted all the TOAH hard videos in the 90s, so it looks like I'm at 107, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. It was TOAH hard 93, which was actually kind of a tough level. So 100 videos, yay! And counting. I thought I'd mention that because that's kind of like a big thing for some YouTubers when they hit their 100th video, so yay! I guess we can segue into TOAH Hard. So last week was the first time I ever beat Lyrith on TOAH Hard, which was pretty big for me because I struggled so much on this TOAH Hard rotation. I was really happy that I beat her, and I was so determined to. I knew I would eventually. I knew I wasn't stuck. I had a lot of options to go to, and luckily I didn't have to go super far to beat her or the TOAH at all, so that was good. I can walk you guys through the troubleshooting. So last week after I recorded the episode, I ended up clearing 94 through 99. I think it was actually like the same day that I did the episode. I cleared from 94 to 99, and I did get stuck on some of those levels, and I had to do them quite a bit. I used quite a bit of energy on some of these levels, like 89, I can show you guys what level they were. So 93, I think I had to do a couple times. 89 was really tough for me. So I'm not going to say them all because I have in my past videos whatever I was stuck on. But yeah, so I did that, and then I got to 100, and I attempted her many times. I can't exactly say how many it was, but I believe it was more than 50 times I tried this boss floor, and then each time I had different results. I tried many different teams. I went all the way back to my original Lyrith team for normal, which was Beretta, Vero, Bella, Bernard, and Sig. So I even went all the way back there and resorted to that. I tried a bunch of teams that some people suggested teams. Actually, I think maybe it was just one person suggested like a Hua Bernard team. That team didn't work out. I tried some teams from Reddit. They didn't work out. And then after like 50, 75, somewhere around there tries, I decided to step back and actually use my brain a little bit and try to really narrow down the best team that I had, which was this team that you see here. And then I decided to start writing notes too. I didn't have many written down because I ended up passing it before we had to get real hardcore and nerdy here. So I decided to write notes and write down how the first 2 waves went because I was pretty much brute forcing it, and I wanted to brute force as efficiently as possible. So I would write down, I only have 1 note, but I used this one team, Vero, Hua, Verd, Chisoon, Bernard, and I wrote down I needed RNG to pass waves 1 and 2, so they weren't really guaranteed at all. It was just RNG. I think Hua was the one who was dying or something. And then I wrote down not enough damage on boss. So that pretty much ruled out this team completely because I watched the run when I actually started paying attention, and the run was just pathetic. There was no damage at all. So this was a team that was on the Reddit thread, so I'm going to link you guys the Reddit thread because I found it helpful. Because if you look at, there's this one Reddit thread out there, the one that I'm talking about, and some guy put together like a list of teams that people used for really tough TOAH hard floors, and Lyrith is one of the floors that's listed. So what I did was, I think it's kind of helpful because you can look at what people use, and you can actually see what trends you start seeing, like which monsters are really popular. And another helpful thing that Com2uS came out with that I'm kind of conflicted with, like, part of me feels like, wow, that's really helpful. Then another part's like, oh, it's making the game easier. Like, do I really want things to be easier and noob friendly? So this is also really helpful to see like what popular monsters are out there. So I kind of used both of those things and then came up with a team based on my own runes. So I kind of wanted to stay away from using Bernard or Hua because my Bernard is built for PvP. He has no HP, which is not good for TOA hard. So if I wanted to use him, I would have had to do some serious re-runing, which I did. And I was prepared to do it again if I had to, but I wanted to kind of stay away from that because I didn't know how strong it would be, and it was just too much confusion. Then with Hua, her runes are also not the best because she's runed for Necro and raids, sort of, but I don't do raids. You guys know I can do R4, but I'm not even sure the success rate of my R4 team if I have allies who are equal in skill to me, because I haven't tested that. So she's not runed properly. I would have had to do a lot of switching, and she's not skilled up, which is quite devastating on the first skill, not having skill ups on her. So, and then her second one doesn't have any either. So I did not really want to use her at all, but I was prepared to kind of go to that point. But I didn't think that, I wasn't prepared to Devilmon her, but I didn't think that that strategy was one that would have worked. I wanted to go for the strategy that was more, I guess, plausible, which was using Sig, because you guys know I've been talking for the longest time about saving Devilmon for my Sig because I knew that I would be able to use him on this floor. So after all my brute force attempts, I learned like so much from doing all those attempts that I kind of got a feel for what was useful and what was not. I found that Sig is probably the single best monster for this floor. I mean, in my opinion, he makes the first two waves so easy, and then the last wave, you pretty much guarantee a stun on whatever incarnation you want with his frozen orb, and mine is not skilled up, so of course it would lower the cooldown, which is super big if it's skilled up, because you can just spam out those freezes with your Mav, with your cooldown thing, and then the speed buff from Mav, you can just spam those out. So in my opinion, he's probably one of the best monsters you can use on this floor, but other people have different opinions. For me, that's just what I saw with my current monsters. If I had other things, like if I had Nat 5s and stuff, of course Sig probably would not be the best option if I had really OP Nat 5s for that floor. But for me, in my situation, I think that he's one of the best ones because you guarantee a stun, and that's so big on the green incarnation and the red incarnation. That's like the biggest thing you can ever have. Guaranteeing a freaking stun on them, which was really important in my case. If your monsters are tankier, you may not need to guarantee a stun, but that was really big for me to make sure that they weren't damaging my team. So my Sig doesn't have skill up, so I had Devilmon ready for him. And I kind of want to, but I know that that might not be the best decision. So I ended up passing the floor, and then I Devilmoned my Lagmaron because I did pass it, and I didn't need to Devilmon Sig. So Lagmaron is fully skilled up, which may have helped me do something else that I will talk about in a couple minutes. Basically, I'm still talking about how I cleared this floor. I tried it so many times, and then with this team, this was the team that I narrowed down to be my best shot at beating the boss. And then as I was brute forcing, I was thinking efficiency. So for the first wave, this team was pretty much 100%. I started memorizing the patterns that I needed to follow and what skills were best to use, what I needed to save, when to use my Wings of Wind, that sort of thing. Second wave did require some RNG, but not super lucky RNG. And then the time I got to practice on the boss was super helpful because I really got to learn how to control things. Like, I came to the conclusion that I needed to attack bar reset all three, like not try to attack bar reset all three, but the way I used my turbulence was very situational. A lot of people say, just attack bar reset the boss. Well, no, not exactly. A lot of different things occur. You guys can watch the video on it because I talk about it, But if the boss is red, you pretty much want her to move, and because she's counterattacking you, so you want the incarnations to die, like, pretty much right before she tries to merge with them, because if you keep attack bar resetting the red one, eventually the incarnations will be dead, and then you're forced to attack the red one, she'll counterattack you, and she'll fuck you, and you'll die. So there were, like, a lot of things like that I learned. As with all things, as you get experience with it, you get better. So I did pass that floor, and I'm prepared to go at it again next reset, full throttle, and then I'll probably try to use the same team that I used because I know that's like 100% for me. So, Lyrith, she's dead. GZ self. It was a long road here, but it's kind of behind me now. I'm just looking forward to next rotation, and I don't really care what happened now, but I will learn from it. So that was a big thing. And then another large thing that happened last week was I got C2 for the first time ever. And what happened was on Sunday, I kind of saw that I was in position for C2. I was still I was like rank 5,000 or so. And in my, like, not in my opinion, but I knew that I was in position for C2 if I had just played Rush Hour correctly. So I pretty much just did Rush Hour and got C2, and it wasn't very close at all. You guys can see, let's see, previous week, rank 2,408. So I would have had to lose like 2 in a row and get hit, or lost like 4 in a row or something to drop out of C2, but I didn't really get hit at all. I have to say this. Last week did feel like a very easy week. I didn't get hit at all. My offenses were easy. So that's just kind of like something that I have to say. I can't really tell you guys, oh, I did so frickin' well and, you know, I really achieved something, because it was kind of just luck and I saw myself in position, so then I grabbed it. The Devilmon on the lag probably did help a little bit, but yeah, it was kind of just an easy week, I think. But it is awesome that I was able to get C2 for the first time, and I did get a lot of experience, and I learned a lot about, like, my defense and stuff. So last week, I wasn't exactly sure why my friend recommended the defense he did, but I know now. So this is the defense that I have now just for testing purposes. But so when I'm fighting in my bracket, I see a lot of speed teams similar to mine, like very, very similar. So I kind of figure that that's probably the most popular thing, so I'm going to build my defense, or not build it, but choose the defense out of the monsters that I have that is most effective against speed teams. And stuff that is effective against speed teams is something like, definitely Bernard. My friend recommended Bernard, so he recommended something kind of like this, because what happens is, against speed teams, your Bernard like kind of threatens to move in between, and if you had Chloe too, it would kind of threaten that too. So my speed team, and pretty much any speed team, wants everything to move on the first turn. So they want to guarantee first turn, but with Bernard you can interrupt it, then your Vero can stomp on them and then kind of mess up their turn order and their whole flow, and then my what's his name, Theo, can kill something. So that's the purpose of Bernard, to move before their main damage dealer, and even their Galleon, or even their Tyrant or something like that. So that's kind of what I saw, and then I'm trying my speed team out too. I don't really remember why, but I think because I've been losing against other speed teams or something. Not really sure. Where's Galleon? Oh, he's there. Who's my other member? Oh, wait, why is Galleon there? Okay, I'm derping so hard. Why did okay, I don't know if okay, I think I showed you guys the right thing. So, yeah, I'm just testing out my speed team on defense now to see how they do. Anything else about Arena? I don't think so. I had to do 1 refill, so I pretty much did Rush Hour. For the first 30 minutes, I just got rid of like 10 wings, plus maybe like 6 from the event thing that was going on last week. I forgot which event was it. I think it was the puzzle event. I had leftover wings from that. So I think I did like 16 wings, and then I did 1 refill. So probably around 26 wings, and then I pretty much played all the way through Rush Hour to get the rank I did. I had a couple losses in there. I'm actually doing the video after this one, so it's going to be a pretty long video, maybe like 40 minutes. of showing you guys what happened, and then I will talk about live PvP during that time, because I don't think I'll have enough stuff to talk about, like just arena-wise, so I'm going to talk about my opinions of live PvP, so if you want to hear those, check out the other video. I would talk about them here, but this episode's going to be long enough, so I figure I'll do them in the other episode. And then that kind of moves into glory points, I guess. So you saw my victory rate was not really the best, and this week it's not either, but I'm okay with that because I believe I'm getting more points in Conqueror, even with losing, than I would if I was Fighter 3. So, because I still lose sometimes in Fighter 3 when I'm just farming midweek because people drop down. I don't know, I'm stupid, who knows. I need to pick my matches better though and do more refreshes and stuff like that. It is good practice for Rush Hour because I'm really picking up on like what people use. A lot of people in my bracket also stay Conqueror, and I can kind of tell that because like some of my friends are Conqueror right now, you see, and they end Conqueror. So if they're doing that, that kind of tells me that I will probably get some good practice midweek by staying Conqueror and learning from that. But of course I do prioritize like efficiency and stuff over practice. They both kind of have some weight to them, so that's what I'm doing for now. And then the glory shop, I thought we would talk about this. So let me move my webcam. Right now I have 2,300 glory points because I haven't really been sure what to buy. I know Caranthier did have his flowchart thing for what you should buy on Reddit and on YouTube, and he suggests to go into the HP building and the defense building at where I'm at right now. And then I kind of actually thought about doing that because I was failing at TOA hard so much, and I was like, shoot, maybe I should do that. So I've kind of been weighing the pros and cons. If I went into the attack building, all it would really help with, I think, is, actually maybe it would help with more. Pretty much the only two things it would help, well, okay, it makes your monsters do more damage, particularly your attack units. I don't have that many attack units, so it would speed up my runs a little bit, but not that much, just with like 2% or whatever it is. So it'd speed up my dragons and giants runs, but really not by that much, so I don't think we can really say that that'd be any help. And the main thing it would do is help my Lagmaron do more damage, because I don't have a mirror yet, which is kind of important in Arena right now. And it would also help my Lag and Theo and even Sig, well, Sig for TOA hard, but I don't know if it's kind of negligible. It would help pretty much my Lag and my Theo do more damage in Guild Wars, but I don't know if they need to do more damage, so I was kind of thinking about that. That's kind of on my mind. And then the whole HP thing, every single monster can use HP, but I'm not really sure. I might kind of just do all three equally to be like safe. I don't think maxing one out will be super helpful, because I think I know the HP building maxed is 20% HP, which is kind of like, is that really a lot? You know, like, I don't know how helpful that is. And even the attack building, when we start looking at, like, attack is probably 20% too or something, but when we start really looking at, like, how much bonus attack that really gives and damage, it may not be that much more. I mean, it is that much more, but I don't know. When I look at, like, HP and stuff, I don't feel like an extra bit of HP will really help, especially because I don't have any damage dealers based off HP. So I don't really know. If you guys have any suggestions, I will be sure to read them. So I'm just going to hold on to my points for now until I decide, because I'm kind of fine with chilling out with them, and then we'll purchase something later. So after that, I think I can talk a little bit about the guild shop. So I've kind of been thinking about not buying the Rainbow Mond, because I don't have anything to 6-star really, besides, like, let me look at my monsters. Right now, my only option is really, like, Lucian, and then everything else is kind of, like, whatever. So I've kind of been thinking about not buying that for, like, a couple weeks maybe, so I will have to decide later, though, because I will be summoning so many scrolls tomorrow, I may get something, and if I do get something, I will probably buy the Rainbow Mond for like a couple more weeks just for like insurance for extra Rainbow Mond. I don't know, I don't feel like it's super worth it anymore because I don't have that many 6-stars that I need to make. And right now I've told you guys, but I'm really prioritizing getting an Amir, so I'm buying 2 Ifrit pieces per week, so in 4 weeks I will have another summon. I do have a Theo, Mars, and a Tessarian, so I'm just looking for Amir, and then Amir I will probably use, or Amir can be used all the way up to G3, I know, so he will be of really good use to me because I have Galleon and I have Tyrant and Shimate, and I have like that whole Wombo thing going on, so, and then I can also use Lagmaron with it, so I'm doing that, and then after that, I'm buying guild flags. So, at first, I told you guys, like last episode or something, that I was going for the Flag of Rage and the Flag of Battle because I thought they'd be more beneficial to me, but upon further pondering, I decided that I'm probably going to buy all the flags equally, because I do have a fair amount of bruisers that I use in Guild Wars, like Chisoon, Bella, Vero, so I feel like it'd be better to kind of buy everything, because I do use quite a bit of attackers and also HP-based monsters, so I think I'll do them equally, but that's also a thing I'm thinking about. I did purchase the flag of whatever it's called. Let's find out. I have 2 upgrades in the Flag of Rage, and then I bought 1 in the Flag of Hope, so I have to show you guys. I love this. We gotta slam on these flags a little bit. I can't decide what monster that is on the Flag of Hope. It kind of looks like a bear, kind of like an eagle, kind of like a cat maybe. Kind of looks more like an eagle to me, but I can't really decide. It has like fangs though. Maybe it's like a wolf or something. If you guys know, you can let me know. So we gotta do this real quick. So fun. Yay. I like that. I don't think the other buildings really have anything special. Ooh, that one glows. Holy, I did not know that. The visual effect's not really that great though. Twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle, little building. Okay. Back to relevant information. Let's see, what else do I have on my list? Okay, another big thing. Oh, okay, what did I talk about? Okay, I think the last thing that I have to say is what I'm doing next week. So, I think I covered everything else. Wait, did I say this thing yet? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Did I? Okay, well, free rune removal is coming up, so I have like a really new strategy that I'm doing that I've never done before. So a lot of you probably have done this, but I have not felt comfortable doing it yet until now, because I just haven't known about which runes to keep, because I feel like a really big part of knowing which runes to keep and sell is knowing which runes you'll use and which can be used. So you have to know, like, what runes does Copper want, because he's a really good at first you have to know he's a really good monster, and you have to know where he's usable, and you have to know what's the likelihood you'll build him, and then you have to know what he's runed. So if you decide, like, in the future I probably will build one, which is what I decided quite a long time ago, then you have to know what runes does he run. And then you have to know, I feel like you have to know that for all of the monsters in the game to really decide which runes are good and bad. And I've just kind of been on the safe side and keeping everything. So my whole new free rune removal, FRR strategy is to, what I've been doing is I've been going through all my runes and selling a lot of them. So you can see I did sell quite a bit. I think last episode I was actually capped. So last week I did an episode with Childish. I'll link it to you guys because I think you guys need to check it out. It's awesome. And in that episode, I ended up being like rune capped when we were farming. We did a little bit of raids and just talked, and then we did some dungeons, and I did get capped during that episode, and then I had to like sell some runes. So I got rid of like a lot of them, and you guys can see I have like 13 million mana. So I was able to power up a lot of them to see if they were decent, and then sell the ones that weren't. And so that's kind of the first part of it. I've gotten quite a bit better at knowing which runes which I should keep, but I think that just kind of comes with knowing the monsters of the game and knowing what runes you need to keep based off what you will maybe obtain. And I can't really give you guys advice on that. That's just kind of one of those things that you get good at by playing and learning about more monsters. There is a rune guide on Reddit that I kind of looked at, but it only goes over 246, I think, and I think it's a little bit inaccurate on some information on defense or resistance or something like that, because it was made before the raids came out, so it's lacking a little bit of information on that. But I'm not sure like which information, so I found that guide kind of a little bit helpful, but not super helpful. So I've gotten a little bit better at that, but that's always been like a weak point of mine, knowing a lot of information, because in my time I've played a lot of video games, and I've played them with a lot of people, and as I've met more people, I realize what their strengths are and weaknesses, sort of. Well, not really weaknesses, but I usually pay attention to what people are good at, and some people are really good at knowing things that they haven't really encountered before. So you guys may know people like this too, like they know every single monster in the game and they know the rune build for it, for like G3 Arena or raids or something like that. Even though they're nowhere near raids, they know the exact build, and they can just memorize all these monsters and they learn so much, and I'm sitting here like, what monster is that? I don't recognize that name. So I've never personally been good at that stuff, but other people have. So I feel like that's kind of one of those things where some people will be better than others, but of course you can learn if you just play the game and maybe even like watch other people play the game and stuff. So back to the discussion of free rune removal. So I went and like sold a lot of runes that were bad. I also am starting to put runes on monsters that I don't use. So I do still have the tier list in my head. So my tier list kind of goes like, which monsters do I use the most and which would benefit the most from these runes. So pretty much what I do is I put all of my best violent runes with speed and HP on Vero. End of story. And then all the other monsters behind him get anything that's worse, that won't fit on him or that's not as good. So behind him is something like Bella or Jasoon or Velajul. They're all kind of behind him in line, and they get the runes that he doesn't get. So this free rune removal, I'm kind of branching out to units that I don't use because I feel like they are kind of more, they're emerging more. So I've honestly never thought about building Megan. Well, I have, but she was never a good choice up until this point. Right now I just have so many runes and so much overflow that I'm able to finally kind of look at her and start runing her and thinking like I could build her if I could improve one of my teams. Like she'd kind of be like a very specific monster to build, because I know a lot of people pretty much default to building Megan, but she's never been a default for me because I have Velajul for dragons, so Megan's never been really high priority. I know a lot of people use Megan for arena teams, so she's kind of in my mind for like Lucian teams. So now she's kind of emerging, like I have one Lucian, maybe one day I'll want to run Megan double Lucian, so maybe I should kind of look at runing her. So I did go ahead and kind of start seeing if there were any improvements I could put on her, and there were some, because she had some pretty bad runes, like some 4-star runes that I was able to immediately just upgrade, and I didn't even take them off, I just upgraded them. So I went ahead and did that, and then I kind of looked at Darien too, because I might use Darien for raids. He's not runed for raids, but I did go ahead and upgrade or put energy runes on him that were better than the ones he had before. So that's a new aspect of free rune removal that I was looking at. I think I put a decent rune on Orochi that I could possibly use because, excuse me, in the research that I've done, I looked up Orochi one day, and I remember like a long time ago I looked up how do you rune Orochi, and then I remembered accuracy in slot whatever 6 is a decent rune for him because he if he crits he will land his continuous damage, but it's kind of hard to get like crit rate and accuracy, and I don't think I've saved runes like that. So I kind of thought, let me just put an accuracy rune on him and he might be okay with that, to have enough accuracy for giants, which is like not that much. Oh, he already has a lot of, wait, what? How does he have so much accuracy? let me check. 5, 9, oh he has 19 there, that's pretty good. So I may not even need that rune, but I decided to put it on him because I think I had it in my rune storage. And then copper, I looked at what runes he wants, and I looked at one of my friend's copper builds, and then I put runes on him and upgraded them on him because usually I would just kind of ignore those units and not focus on them at all. But I figured, okay, I think it's time to debulk all of my runes because I just have so many, and I feel pretty confident in my knowledge of knowing what runes are good and bad. I feel like it's a little bit better to where I can do that. But of course, I probably have made some mistakes and sold runes that I shouldn't have or whatever. And then let me show you guys like a little example here. So there was a rune here. Let me find it and then I'll show you guys. So I think it was this one. We're going to go ahead and move this over here. I flipped sides on you. So this is one of the runes that it was a blue rune. 6-star, I'll give it that. 6-star runes are usually much better than 5-star runes. Well, not much better, but the potential of the stats is higher. So this was one of those blue 6-star runes, and I was like, is this rune really going to be good? You know, it has crit damage. That's really not the best prefix, or I think that's the correct word, for a rune to have. Like, maybe I would have looked for something else. It was a blue rune, upgraded it twice. It went once into speed, once into HP, and then I knew that if I just upgraded it to +9 and +12, I could get a better idea of how good the rune is, and then it got defense and accuracy. Like, what more could you ask for? So then this rune, I was like, wow, like, holy, that rune's good. And then I started thinking, which monster can it go on? I think it is an upgrade for Vero, so it is an upgrade for Vero. He's losing 1 speed, but he gains a lot of HP. And then I thought, okay, Vero may not really need this rune too much because he's already strong enough. He can make it all the way through TOA hard. He's fine in Guild Wars. You know, 14% more HP probably isn't going to mean the world to him or change anything. So I think I'm going to put it on Chasun because she can use a little help here. And then I could probably actually put that rune on Vero. Let's see. 13 speed, 7 HP, 6 defense. 13 speed, 7 HP... 6 defense. Yeah, I could put that on Vero, and that would actually be helpful. Probably an upgrade for him. Let me check his accuracy. He would lose 5% accuracy, but I think that's fine, because he is accuracy capped for everything but dragons, but I do use him in dragons, but that's whatever. So he's not accuracy capped for dragons right now, but I think I will be fine with losing that, because I think the other rune is an overall upgrade. So I will be putting that rune on Chasun. So that's like something that I thought I would tell you guys, to give you guys like an idea of what you may encounter when you get to the stage of the game that I'm at. You'll probably have like a lot of mana because you'll be farming runes so much and selling a lot of them that you'll have a lot of mana. So I'm moving into that phase where I can really freely upgrade runes. And I haven't really been at this phase like ever really. There was a point where I even bought that stupid mana building, this one in the corner here, because I didn't think, I was like at a point where I didn't have any mana, and I was like, I just don't have any, like, you know, I think I need that. So I did buy this mana fountain. What does it do? Mana stone production speed. So I was kind of at that point. So if you guys are kind of like looking ahead, you can probably expect to have quite a bit of mana at some point. And then I would probably suggest at that point, that is when you want to start freely upgrading your runes to see if the +9, +12 gets good upgrades. I've had a couple of runes like that where they just turn out to be really good due to lucky +9 and +12s. Like, you know, I land speed on +9 or +12 when speed didn't show up before. So that's a pretty big thing. I'm capped on energy, so we will need to get rid of some of this. And then the other part of free rune removal that I'm going to do differently is going around to my monsters and looking at which runes are shit, and then seeing if I can upgrade them. So my Velajewel, I'll show you guys him after this run. Some of his runes are like the most garbage things you'll ever see. They're like 5-star runes with HP defense and then like 4 speed or something. Like not even great HP or defense, like, you know, 7% HP, 6% defense, 4 speed. Like, that's kind of what I'm working with right now. So I think that'll also help me, because if I look at the runes that are bad, I can say to myself, I can be like, are there any upgrades I have right now that I can put on him? And then if not, then that'll just be something that I remember, that I'll remember, okay, my Veligil sucks, and I'm looking to get upgrades for him. So then I can really, like, focus on that, and then if I see something that I get, he'll be in my mind, like, oh, I have an upgrade for that. That's what kind of happened with my Vero. At one point, his slot 4 rune was, like, super bad. Then I got a defense slot 4 rune, and I was like, hey, this could actually go on Vero. Even though it's defense, he could really use it. So I think that's kind of important, knowing which runes you can replace on your monsters, just so you know your monsters better, and you kind of know, like, where they are quality-wise. And I did start writing down some notes. This is something that I've found in the past that's helped when I'm approaching free rune removal. As I was going through all those runes and selling them, I did actually write Jasoon slot 3 right here. So copper slot 3 has an upgrade, and, like, it'd be too expensive to remove. I think it's like 50,000 to remove his current rune. So I wrote copper slot 3 because I do have an upgrade for him. Jasoon slot 3, and then another note that I wrote down for my video that I'm putting out, because I do my monthly rune video. So I actually did upgrade my Soha, and I think I might work on her a little bit more. So she's never been upgraded before, really, so I'm excited because every video, like, she's, like, the first monster, and then I'm like, Soha's the same, and it's kind of boring, so that'll be exciting. And I think that's kind of it. I believe I went over everything. I hope I didn't forget anything. Okay, I guess I can talk about Devilmon, but right now I'm kind of saving them, and I might actually use them on 4-star monsters. I was kind of hesitant to, because I felt like it'd be a waste, but I think it might be useful. I'm going to have to wait. I think I might just wait, just like with my 2,300 glory points. I might just wait till a clear option presents itself, and then I can be like, okay, that's very a no-brainer, so let's do it, instead of, like, you know, deciding, like, oh, I could do Jasoon, I could do Hua, but it's like, what are you really going to use those for? Do they need it? Not really. And I think another announcement that I will leave you guys with is I finally passed 100 videos. So this is the last thing before I say my farewell. So I did pass 100 videos, and that's, like, pretty big for some YouTubers. And the 100th video was actually TOAH Hard 93. I would have done, like, a special video, but I was making all those and I was really in the zone. So I thought I'd leave that, or tell you guys that, because that's awesome. Woo, 100 and counting. I guess the next announcement will probably be at 1,000 videos, which may take a while, but we'll probably get there. I'm pretty sure we'll get there because I really like doing YouTube. And then there was one other thing. I was going to show you guys Veligil, and I guess when I show you guys Veligil, I will remind you guys to check out my Rush Hour video for the first time C2 in case you want to see how that's going. And the thing is, like, a lot of people do have speed teams, so that is kind of the meta that I've realized. I've, like, heard about it and stuff, but when you actually get there, you can, like, see for yourself. Everyone has speed teams, so that's probably what I should do, and whatever. So let me show you guys some of Veligil's runes. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that one. Not very good. So he has quite a few upgrades. Yeah, what is going on there? No speed, and we have some attack and crit rate. I don't know about that. The defense is fine, though. It's 6-star, but not very good. Pretty much this one only has speed. The 7% defense is pretty nice in the prefix, but that's about it. That one is pretty good, I think. And let's keep looking here. And we can be really judgmental. Yeah, that one is not the best, but I'd say that one's kind of decent for my rune quality level. And that one, no speed, once again. So, yeah, I have quite a few upgrades on him. So that's, like, I told you guys before, that's what I'm going to do on free rune removal. I think Bernard can actually use some upgrades. I do have that accuracy rune on him, but I don't know if I'm going to keep that. I do have, like, a faster one. It only has 10 speed, which is not the best. So I'm going to kind of go around and, like, look, like, and keep in mind what I can upgrade. And then, like I said again, I'm going to start putting runes on monsters that I don't use at all, just to kind of get them ready, because I could possibly use them in the future. And for World Boss, of course, that's always good. And for World Boss, I have made some improvements. It looks like I'm going to end Master, which will be good. And I think that's all for this episode. I never want to leave you guys. I just want to talk more about Summoner's War, but I don't have anything else to talk about besides my Rush Hour video. So be there tomorrow for the summoning session. I hope I have something good to tell you guys about next week. I hope I get Zyros or Teor or something. Having a water nuke would be good because, like I told you guys, I only have pretty much Theomar's Lagmaron and that's it as for damage dealers. So I think that's it. I'm just looking here. I don't want to leave you. Okay, so that's it for this video. I really gotta go and work on the other one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will catch you guys next week for those YOLO summons. That is all. Farewell!